topic is on future of work and artificial intelligence and emerging ethical necessity. In my study, I have learned that the future of work is being shaped by two powerful forces. The first one is the growing adoption of AI at workplace, and the second one is the expansion of workforce to include both man and machine. And in this presentation, I could discuss about the topics about artificial intelligence and ethics, implications of AI systems, and ethical issues in artificial intelligence, ethics at the intersection of humans and technology, and what's the importance of ethics in the future of work, and the governance behavior and code of ethics the organizational leaders should follow. Coming to the basics of artificial intelligence and ethics, the birth of artificial intelligence was in 1956 at the Dartmouth conference. Basically, artificial intelligence refers to those computer systems which as both autonomous and adaptive. Here, autonomy means the ability to perform tasks in a complex environment with a constant guidance by a user, and adaptivity is the ability to improve performance by learning from experience. Coming to ethics, ethics is the study of values. It can be good, bad, right, wrong, and also the quality of life, how it impacts. Ethics is be like of three types, like meta ethics, which includes a study where our ethics, basic ethics comes from. Normative ethics relates to generating moral standards for right versus wrong and the consequences of our behavior with others. And here our study applied ethics is examining specific controversial issues like nuclear wars, animal rights, human rights. And the purpose of my study was how future of work revolves around workplace, workforce, and the work. The issues related to this are like leaders are dealing with an increasing range of ethical issues as the future of work increasingly develops and organizations integrate individuals, technology, and alternative workforces and new ways of working. And ethical intersection between humans and technology, ethics agenda on the impact of emerging technologies on workers and society, and also the ethical concerns within the organizational combinations of people and machines govern human machine combinations by building trust among the stakeholders. The basic implications of AI systems in a workplace or in the society is people can become completely reliant to machines. And like, for example, we are now completely depending upon mobiles and increase. And there is also one more issue in the society. Increased unemployment rate is also possible. And humanity concerns are what rights will robots do to entitle, what moral responsibility does we have to the machines, and also the machines have towards us. If we were to become lower order species, how could we be treated? Some of the ethical issues in AI are unemployment. What happens if all the jobs ends on and only the machines work? And inequality, how do we distribute the wealth created by those machines? Humanity, how do the machines affect our behavior and interactions? And artificial irrationality, how can we guard against these mistakes? And racist robots, how do we eliminate AI bias? Security, how do we keep AI safe from adversaries? And evil gen, how do we protect against unintended consequences? And also the important thing, which is right now singularity, how do we stay in control of complex intelligence systems? And Lastly, Robert writes, how do we define the human treatment of AI? Ethics at the intersection of humans and technology. Automation initiatives reduce labor and cost and workforce. Here, automation initiatives is like taking into account the automation with sole focus on cost savings, which reduce if a company focus on the cost savings, they should also think about the reduction in the workforce count, and this reduction might influence the potential individuals and also the societal implications. We know that automation makes work safe and less tedious, but it is also important for an organizational leader to preserve the livelihood and the workers' livelihood of their employees and also their dignity. Use of AI and data to monitor individuals at the workplace. Monitoring is like using sensors, cameras, and surveillance technologies to physically monitor works in the real time. To observe and this is done to observe the performance of the employee, the workflows. Here, it's important that the focus should be on the productivity and output rather than being used to humanize the worker or the workflow. It is important uh, for the management to implement this technology in order to focus on workers' physical and mental safety in addition to the productivity and use of algorithms to influence decision makings. Uh, Generally, algorithms are used in hiring decisions, speeding up the talent and also acquisition process. These algorithms are designed in such a way that it helps in faster recruitment decisions, but also it includes some negative impacts, which might include amplifying and societal biases. So here the leader should try to identify how to combine the human and machine uh, intelligence for making better decisions in order to develop a fair and equitable approach. Importance of ethics in the future of work. Uh, these are some of the research done by a Deloitte company, which says that 38% 38% is towards the legal and regulatory requirements, and then comes 34% for rapid adoption of AI technologies in the workplace, and also changes in the workforce composition, that is increase in alternative workforce like machines and other automation tools, and the pressure from external stakeholders and pressure from internal workforce and the directions of the top management is the least, is around the 12%. So leaders, they also should also work to govern the behavior of the systems, that like they have to identify AI doesn't have awareness of itself, nor does it have something called empathy, which is the fundamental ethics. And we need to have ethics built into the idea of why a certain piece of technology equipped with AI is being developed. And also, it is important to monitor the outcomes of the piece of technology in order to fully understand its behavior and make sure that it is not violating. It is important to important for a developer to think what he is doing, whether it is helpful for the human species, or is innovations are working towards the development of humans following the ethics. some of the code of ethics are, it is accept full responsibility of their own work, and moderate interest of engineer, developer, and client and users with what of the public. Approve software only if it is believed to be safe. Disclose any actual or potential danger to the public if believed to be associated with the software, and also to cooperate in efforts to address great public concerns caused by the particular software.